You know, Justin Trudeau is making life more difficult for more Canadians. It's getting more expensive for Canadian families, whether it's mortgage rates, electricity rates, taxes. All of these things are increasing and making it tougher for Canadian families to pay their bills and to make ends meet. Did you know that Justin Trudeau has raised income taxes for 80% of middle-class families? These are the families that he promised he was going to help, but their taxes are going up, their costs are going up. It means as well that consumer prices are going up for these people as well, all people. And they won't even tell us the details of how the new carbon tax, how it's going to cost Canadian families. They refuse to answer those questions in question period. We've asked the government dozens of times as the Conservative opposition to tell us how much each middle-class family is going to pay for all of these new taxes, and the Liberals have refused to answer those questions time and time again. They admit that gasoline prices are going to go up at least by 11 cents a liter, and that the cost of heating one's home is going to go up by about $200 or more. But they won't tell us the average cost increase for the average Canadian family because they don't want people to know how much all of this is going to cost. They want to keep it as a secret because they don't want you to know how much their policies are costing you. The Parliamentary Budget Officer, who's the watchdog for Parliament on the budget, he just released a report which found that the Liberal carbon tax is going to take $10 billion out of the pockets of Canadians by 2022. Some estimates say it's going to be as much as $35 billion a year. What does that mean? Well, it means it's hurting Canadian jobs. It's hurting Canadian workers. It's hurting Canadian families. Now, I know the proponents of carbon taxes are going to say that you will be reimbursed in some way, it's more efficient regulation, but carbon taxes have already been tried in Canada, and there's no jurisdiction in Canada where the carbon tax has been revenue neutral for families, where they've increased the carbon tax but lowered another tax. It means basically that the carbon tax has become just another revenue source for government. And in no jurisdiction have regulations actually been relaxed. So the other part of this is about emissions, and the Liberal carbon tax is not going to reduce emissions in Canada. Despite having the highest carbon tax in Canada, the fact is that emissions have continued to rise in the province of British Columbia. As a result, British Columbians, just as one example, now pay more for gas than anyone else in this country, anyone else in North America, but the BC carbon tax isn't helping the environment. It's just costing people more money to get to work, take their kids to hockey, or to soccer practice. We understand as Conservatives that you cannot tax your way to a better environment. Andrew Scheer's Conservatives will continue to fight for lower taxes, and we will continue to call on the Liberals to come clean on how much their failed carbon tax policies are costing Canadians.